Check back with that market, please. Very strong rally all over the place. Look at that. The Dow's up 300 points. That is 0.7% for the NASDAQ. That's where the action is this morning. Big technology, for example, you're up 2% there, 481 points. Jason Katz with us this morning with is this a big announcement? You've got a target for the S&P 500 of 7,700. That's about 1,100 points higher than where it is now by the end of 2026. Make your case.
That's 16%. And in the context of what we've enjoyed this year and the last 2 years, I know that seems outlandish. It'll be a bumpy road, but I think we get there. I think we get there because we talk about every week deregulation, cash on the sidelines, so on and so forth. But the one thing we never talk about is the one big, beautiful bill in terms of how stimulative it is. You're looking at tax credits for childcare. You're looking at increased deductions on SALT. There's a variety of things in that bill, increasing defense spending. What about no tax on tips and overtime? That's real money. So I think that translates into stimulation for consumer spending, and the consumer makes up 2/3 of our economy. So corporate earnings should grow at least 10%. You apply a normal market multiple to that, I think you're going to be higher. Again, we're not going to go straight there. We'll have some bumps in the road. I think it's achievable.
But it would make a fantastic run for the market. I mean, we were up 20% the year before last, 20% last year. You're looking at maybe 10, 15% this coming year. That is a sustained and dramatic rally.
You look back to the 90s, and it's a little scary between 95 and 2000. However, this go around, the earnings power has been mind-blowing. So the multiple of the market is high, but earnings keep on growing into stock prices. You look at the multiple of NVIDIA, and I'm not suggesting you buy NVIDIA. I'm just saying it's at a lower multiple than Costco and Walmart on a forward basis. So the earnings are delivering.
Wow. How about crypto? It's had a slide recently. That surely is a negative for stocks.
That's really was what was getting the market jittery last week. The same old suspects of AI being perhaps overvalued or the Fed postponing rate cuts, but you have a lot of new entrants into the crypto universe, and they've used leverage to buy it.
Right.
So when you get a drawdown of nearly 30% from the highs on Bitcoin, what do they have to do, these new entrants? Sell their liquid, high-quality, performing stocks. That was the culprit. Now, fortunately, not everyone who owns crypto is leveraged, so I don't think that's an enduring catalyst for a drawdown in the market.
But next year, 7,700 on the S&P 500. Hold that thought and hope
you have it
right.
on videotape.
Yeah, you are. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it.